going on, guys? Norm here. We are in the Flavor Lab, and what we're doing today, we are doing the pizza burger. All right, guys, so what we're gonna need to do for this pizza burger, this is gonna be an interesting little concept. So we're gonna take our buns. We want regular burger buns, whatever you do. I get the Ace Bakery burger buns from Superstore. They're nice, they're a little dense, they hold up to a burger really well. We're gonna use those. What we're gonna need is a pizza sauce. Now I make my own. You can grab yours in a can. I have some that I just made this week. If you want, you can go watch the pasta sauce video that I made. It's essentially the pasta sauce, but then you hit it with tomato paste at the end. So you're probably gonna want about maybe 2 cups of pasta sauce to a half a cup of tomato paste. That's gonna give you the consistency that you want, and essentially what I do for pizza sauce. Exact same thing, guys, just about. What we're gonna need ground beef because this is gonna be a burger. Pepperoni, I went with the Brothers, it's local, hot pepperoni. We're gonna be using that. If you can also get salami. Sorry, this was already open. I just bought some, what is it, Genoa salami. I got that from the Costco in the big pack, so I like to use that for pizzas. Salami, I find, gives it a really good flavor, and when it crisps up, it's real good too. If you don't want to get that, we can double down on the pepperoni. That's not going to be a bad thing. You need some, I already have these open, but mozzarella cheese and some Parmesan cheese. You can use, I use the Parmigiano Reggiano, but you can also just use like the Kraft Parm or whatever, depending on what you have handy. Don't go out and buy it. You could just use mozzarella if you don't have it. It's going to be all good. I just like that because it gives it a little bit of a funkier flavor. You are going to also need some Donair seasoning if you have it. If not, that's fine. This is just a little tiny bit extra to give it a little tiny bit more of a authentic pizza flavor. It's going to give a little tiny bit of Donair flavor in it. So what we're going to do, I'm just going to give you a quick rundown. We're going to basically make 2 mini pizzas out of our bun. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna grate some of the pepperoni in with the burger meat, and then we're gonna fry that, cook our little mini pizzas, jam it together, pizza burger. Makes sense, right? All right, guys. I'm gonna get to work on grating some of this pepperoni into a bowl, and then I'm gonna work it into the burger meat. Give me 2 secs, I'm gonna get started on that. Perfect. All right, guys, so we got our pepperoni stick. I cut off, about 3 or 4 inches of it. We're just gonna grate that. Go on the small side so we can get a good texture, like it's gonna blend a lot better. So you're gonna see it's gonna come out in tiny little shaved pieces. That's exactly what we want. You can go a little bit bigger. You can go on the bigger side if you want. I just wanna do this because it's gonna mix better. So, grind that down. You could also probably put it in a food processor if you wanted and give it a quick pulse. I'm just doing it this way because I got the grater out anyways, because I'm gonna be grating our cheese. So don't worry about that. All right, let's see what we got here. All right, guys, so we got what essentially almost looks like loose ground meat or loose ground beef. So what we're gonna do now is we are gonna take our ground beef, and I bought, this is about 1.5 pounds. I'm gonna take roughly 1/3 of a pound. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna get that in with that pepperoni. So what we wanna do is we wanna give this a little mix, and we wanna incorporate that pepperoni into the ground beef. Now, obviously I'm just making one for myself today, because you don't wanna have a pizza burger a bunch of days. Well, you might, but I'm not gonna have a pizza burger a bunch of days in a row, so I'm just gonna make the one. All right, now that we got that worked together, I'm just gonna give this a little sprinkling of that Donair seasoning, because that Donair seasoning only calls for about, I think, 2 tablespoons for a pound of meat. So you don't wanna go too heavy with it because we already have the pepperoni in there. So we're essentially making like a pepperoni Donair patty, which, the only thing we could add to that is bacon, which I don't know. I might do yet. Because when I order pizza, I order what I call the Norminator, which is pepperoni, bacon, and Donair meat, and it's legit. All right, so now that I got this all worked together, guys, I am going to put this aside let it kind of chill out for a minute, and then I'm gonna start getting the oven preheated or the air fryer, and then I'm going to get our mini pizzas together and then start frying this burger. All right, guys, I'm gonna put this aside. I'll be back in 2 seconds.
Perfect.
All right, guys, so our next step here is to grate some mozzarella. Now, I already had an open package, which looks like somebody was into snapping pieces off of it or biting pieces off it. Might have been me, might have been somebody else, I don't know. Might have been the dogs, they're crafty. But we're gonna get a little brick of this grated up. We don't wanna go too heavy because it's gonna be cheesed on both sides. So, I mean, this isn't gonna be healthy at all, but maybe dial it back on the cheese just a little tiny bit because you don't wanna, you don't wanna overdo it. You'll be fucking sleeping and just not well. So, not too much cheese, just a little brick. And while I'm here, I'm gonna get that Parmesan, that parm, and I'm gonna give that a little grate on the small side. Not a whole lot, just a little tiny bit. That's all we need.
Perfect.
All right, guys, so now that the cheese is grated, I got my sauce. We're gonna have to cut our buns. Now, I just use a steak knife because it can get washed real easy and it has the serrated edge. So look at that bun, guys. That's decent. So all you're gonna do is you're gonna cut around anyways. So I cut around halfway through and then I just work the knife around. And then we want a pretty even cut, just like that. Lay that down. Now here's what we're gonna do. Because this is a bun and not a dough, I don't wanna do sauce first, right? So what I'm gonna do, and if I haven't mentioned, I got the pan on getting ready, so that's heating up. So we're gonna get this down. Then we're gonna take our salami. We're gonna layer a bit of salami. So probably about 3 pieces is gonna cover that bun, right? And because again, this isn't a dough, we don't wanna get the bun soggy. So what I'm doing is I'm just putting the salami down first, then we're gonna do the sauce, then we're gonna do the cheese. It works, guys. Trust me. All right, guys, so now that we got that down, be very careful here because you don't want to shimmy any of that salami, but we're going to put on about a tablespoon or so of that sauce on each side. Because remember, we're basically doubling down on this because this is a burger, so it's going to be, you know, toppings on both sides and sauce on both sides and cheese and everything. So that's a really good homemade sauce, guys. Now, we're gonna go at it with the cheese. Don't worry about if it's not perfectly distributed. It's all good. All right, so I'm gonna take that and put it in the air fryer, same thing as a toaster oven just about. And I'm gonna wait until I get the burger on. Once I get the burger on, I'm gonna hit cook on this so we get everything done at the same time. So I'm just gonna put this in to get it ready, so all I have to do is push a button.
Perfect.
So getting ready to put this burger on, I just wanna give you a little tip here. When you're making a burger, especially if you're making like a thicker guy like this, what you want to do is just press a little hole in the middle of it. So what's going to happen is when you usually cook a burger, they start plumping up. This is going to save it from plumping, so it's going to cook evenly. It's going to be roughly the same size. So I'm just going to put that down. We're going to cook that for, I don't know, 4 minutes aside, 5 minutes aside. I only have it on medium heat because I don't want to smoke up the house, but give that a couple minutes to cook. Once I flip that, I'm going to fire the air fryer on at about 400 for about 5 minutes, and then we're laughing.
Perfect.
All right, guys, little mid-cook sippy. Not bad. I got that pumpkin from Propeller, pumpkin ale. Not bad. Pretty decent little beer. Everybody gets so mad over pumpkin. I love it. Like, that's why you have to be mad. Just somebody else's like treat. Yeah. That's getting all worked up. Animals.
Perfect.
Alright, boys. She's a little loud in here. I just got the fan on the stove because there is a little bit of smoke from the burgers. That fat really charred up on the outside. It's got a nice little crisp to it. It's going to be delicious. I air fried these guys, the pizzas, at about 400 for about 6-7 minutes. Not bad. They came out perfect. I'm going to go get that burger. The outside is pretty crispy. That's the high fat content from the pepperoni. But this is what we're looking at here, boys. That's the pizza burger. I'm gonna give that a second to cool off.
Perfect.
All right, boys, she cooled off for a minute. Let's take her for a spin. We're gonna have to crush that down. Let's get into it. It's pretty good. I didn't get a whole lot of burger on that first bite. She messy. That's all right. Holy shit. Yeah, get in there. Yeah, that's legit. You really get the pepperoni flavor and the salami coming through with that ground beef that's seasoned with the donair. That's legit. If you're doing this, bring many napkins. All right, boss, I must say, this came out real good. I'm digging it. So yeah, I'm probably gonna do this again. Give this recipe a try. Let me know what you think. Comment. If you go to my YouTube, like and subscribe, that really helps me out. Yeah, give this a whirl. Can't wait to hear from you guys. But you know what I say. Don't be going home hungry. Give this a shot, guys. Get after it.